Hello and welcome back everyone. This is Cody, your dear love Ninjineer. And it's time for Python 0, which means we have zero clue at all. We are all beginners in some way. I always encounter that again. Today we will be talking about something I promised you and you demanded it. I will be talking about strings. Yay! So text data. I will show you today how to parse text data, how to work with it, and so forth. The standard way. Okay, not necessarily. Okay, cool. So we will be talking about strings. Now a string is just some variable, like I said, in a computer, and yeah, let's just say it means text data because the computer knows only numbers. Okay, and sometimes it has a table inside where yeah, it associates a number with some string or character or whatever. I think 32 is space when I was right. I'm not sure anymore. Has been a while ever since I hacked. You need it for hacking usually. Okay, so let's get started. Let's open an interactive Python shell. As always, I love those ones, believe me. And yeah, you can assign it, like I showed in my previous tutorial, with double quotes or single quotes, doesn't matter. And yeah, just write in some text. Yeah, let do not hello world. I'm not a fan of this one. I always say hello CAE because I'm a computer-aided engineer. Yay! There is some really awesome stuff what you can do now. So let's get started. I think the most important thing is in the beginning slicing. Okay, many underestimate this one. So you can of course get the single characters by the index. You can just say, okay, I want number 6, and this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the C. You always start at 0. Don't forget it. Now, the cool thing is now you also have ranges, so you can go from 0 to 4, which is hell. Oh, that was a good one. Now, this is the first thing. Now you can start here. Remember that the first one is inclusive. You start at 0, but the last one here, it is exclusive. So in mathematics, you would say, okay, inclusive. And here it's the exclusive index, so the last one doesn't count. So you see here we have hell, so we have 0, 1, 2, 3, but the 4 isn't taken, but we have a 4 here. This is mainly because if you ask for the length of something, it's always one more, okay? And so you can write this one here, and you get the right size. Okay, nonetheless, what you can also do is you can omit a lot of stuff. For example, if you start from 0, you can leave it out. Okay. Okay, let's start from 4. If you want to go to the end, just leave it out. Okay. Pretty simple. And now comes the more complicated stuff. You can okay, now it starts from 0, goes to 4, and it increments by 1. But what we can also do is we can go backwards. So we go from 4 to 0, and the step size is -1. And here you see, yeah, ole. I hope I spoke it right. Ole. It sounds like, I don't know, Norwegian. Oh, please don't kill me, Norwegians. Yeah, you see the age is not taken because never forget the last one is exclusive, and you ask yourself, okay, but I want the last one too. Like I said, if you go to the end, simply omit it. So this is a small trick. The really cool thing is if you want to invert a string, simply do it like this: double point, so it goes from the end to the start. And it does it by -1 stepping. Really awesome. Because this is usually really annoying, like inverting stuff, slicing it right. in other programming languages. Here, it's really, really simple. So it's awesome. Of course it's awesome. It's Python. Now, let's not forget about a string. Also, I should have mentioned this earlier again. From the last video, never forget this. If you assign a string to another variable, okay, and now it's the same, A and B. Oh, and of course you can simply compare it. And let's say we exchange, yeah, it won't work here when we assign the entry 0, the H, by a D, because a string is not editable. Like, it's fixed in memory. Every time you kind of invert it here or something, it creates a new copy. Okay, so don't forget this. This is very, very important. Strings, you cannot change them. Okay, so you might stumble across this sometime. Now we have been through slicing and indexing. Now comes the really, really cool stuff, because one of the most awesome things in Python is the syntax. Okay, so the language, you can really read it awesomely. So let's just say we want to test whether there is a substring in it. So you call just the underscore contains function, and you will already recognize you should never call this function. You will see it in a second, but everything which looks weird you shouldn't usually touch. Now let's just test if yeah, I like this one, if hell is in hello CAE, and of course it is. But what actually happens is it's the same like with the plus function I showed in the video before. This is kind of like an operator, and what you can simply do is it supports the in operator, and you can just test if hell is in A. And this is really awesome, because you can simply test it for yeah, like this one in an if clause. And what I think is the syntax is really nice, because if hell in CAE, it's just you read this line and you immediately know what is going on. Yeah, and this is really awesome stuff about Python, is stuff like this really easy and light syntax. I like that really, really much. Now, maybe one more cool stuff here. Besides this in operator, we will use it later for text files. Yay! Let's just say you get something like this from a text file, something really, really messed up. I almost said fucked up, but I never did say that. Now it's time for stripping. Now I won't strip in front of the camera, but there is a strip function, and what it does is it replaces all of, like, if you have a lot of spaces on the right or the left, it really doesn't matter. It strips them away, like it removes these spaces. And this is something which happens a lot when you read text file data. I happen to stumble across it a lot of times, and it's really annoying. And here you have this really comfortable strip function. Yay! Now, when you have the data now, like this one, or say you parsed in a file numbers. Oh, what am I doing? So, yay! Okay, you have a number list in a file, and you read it like this. And let's say you want to get out all of the numbers here, all of these separate numbers. That you can just call the split function, and usually it splits by spaces, but because we need commas, we just do it with commas. As you can see, what you get back is a list with all those characters, but note that there are quotes here. They're not the numbers itself, they are just string numbers. Yay! So you must distinguish between this. Now, it's still not so you can convert it, okay? So, yay, misspelling. I talked about last time about clean code. I really have to name my variables better in my tutorial videos. Now, my list, like I said, it has now these string numbers. How do you convert them? you can simply go with a loop through. What the heck? Oh, yeah. Oh, here's the in operator, by the way, too. For entry in list. Yay. Now you understand, hopefully, how it's working. What you can do is you can call the int function on these entries. And yeah, what happens is it converts them from a string number integer to a real integer. That's the function for. By the way, there is a much faster way for you. I will do a video maybe about it. It's called list comprehension. So you go through the list. Oh, misspelling. You go through the list like this is a loop through the list, and for entry in, I always forget today this one. I worked too much in the last days. Now for entry in my list, and you do this one, you just call the int entry function, and then this is what happens here is actually what will come into the list. This is a little bit, let's say, not for beginners, but I want to show you this because this is one of those. Yeah, I like list comprehension. You can remove a lot of loops with it, and it's really cool. Now, I should not show too much advanced stuff. There, I forgot the most important one. Now you got split and strip, and I don't know. Hopefully you don't strip now. Or if you like to, just do it. I mean, no one is watching anyways. Let's just say we have a text here. Okay. Yeah, do this one. And let's say we have a second text. Oh, bad variable names. I really need to be more careful. And you wanna kinda add them together. Oh, I already said the word. Yay! You can just call the add operation, and yeah, you can add strings, and it just concatenates them. Really comfortable, and like I said, let's do a space in between here, and yeah, we have the string from before. Let's just assign it again. Yay! Okay, so we have it back. Really cool stuff that you can do this plus operation and just concatenate the strings. Now there are also other ways of using strings. So what you can actually do is formatting. So let's just say you have a number. A number is 4, 5, or whatever. Yeah, and you want to print. I don't know. Let's say iteration, whatever. And then you want to kind of print a 2, so you use the plus operator, but you cannot add a string and a number. It will fail. So you have to convert it to a string with the str function, actually. And here we go. Now it's working. It prints out this string here, which is just a concatenation of these two. Now, there is much like formatting here, like getting this number in here. There are a lot of ways. I can promise you, you will find hundreds of ways to do this. Now, what you can actually do is you can use formatting. It's one of my most favorite features too for strings. So yeah, let's just do number. And what you can do is, okay, I will add the print too because I started it. When you start something, you have to finish it properly. That's at least what my parents told me. Now, you can call this. You can put in what you want to do here. This % means okay, replace it at this point. This %d by something, and d means yeah, very unreasonable. It means integer. I would say d would be more like double or which is a floating point number, but no, d is d doesn't make half stuff. I should maybe look it up or post in the comment section what d means. I have no clue. I use it every day for many years and I have absolutely no clue. Now you just do %, and then you throw in whatever you want to replace here, and you see it replaces it automatically. And it's really useful because when you have more numbers, okay, no. What you can also do is you can you make this a tuple, okay? And yeah, it still works. And when you have more numbers, you definitely need a tuple. Like, yeah, you need the tuple here and put in all of the numbers, and you see 555. Note that when you have only one, you can just put it behind this number. You don't need it to be in a tuple. But if you have more than one, you need to create a tuple. I think a list also works. It should. I mean, it's Python. When something like this does not work. No, it is not working. Oh, that's strange. Oh, didn't expect that one coming. Yeah. Okay, doesn't matter. You just use a tuple and you're fine. So we tupled the tuple and added strings and stuff like this and converted them. And yeah, there's more about formatting. I usually use this syntax here. But like I said, you can do a lot of more stuff. Like I don't know, you can use these braces for formatting. Okay, no, I won't show it here. I think it's too sophisticated. Now let's get into files. You already know how to deal with text data. Okay, so we have text data. Yay! So oh, I opened the wrong folder. Ah, no, I didn't open it. It's just on the wrong screen. Yay. So I have this folder here, and there is a file inside, which is just called log file, and it's a log file from a simulation I did 20,000 years ago. I don't know. It must be ancient or not. Oh no, it was. Oh yeah, it was in October last year. Now this extremely long log file, like the simulations usually run for a while, and you get these 1,000 numbers, and yeah, sometimes it's messy to look something up, and that's what we are gonna do. Is, for example, when a simulation finishes, as you can see here, it prints out in a line the string here, normal termination. Yay! Sounds more like a killing blow, you know, like an assassin saying normal termination. Yeah, it's like Terminator. I can imagine Arnold Schwarzenegger saying normal termination. Yay. Okay, the yay most probably not. Now let's just say we want to write a function. Oh, we haven't covered function. That's not okay. Then yeah, you can open a file. Let's start like this. By the open function, and you have to assign it to a variable. It's a function pointer, by the way, for everyone who doesn't know. And you open this logfile.txt and you open it as read. Okay, so this means we want to read the data. Yeah. And it cannot find the log file because we're in the totally wrong folder. Yay! I think it is in my Python programming, Python plus. Yep. And are we here? Yeah, we are here. So you must be really patient with me. Okay, you are, because I'm a very, very polite, young, awesome guy. Now, let's open this logfile.txt and open it as read, okay? And never do this, I will tell you in a second. But what you can do is, you can call, you can iterate through the lines. So if you call, do a loop over this fp, it automatically iterates over the lines. And what you can now do, I don't know. You can test, for example, if the string here is somewhere in the file. So let's just take this string here because it's so long and I absolutely Oh, fuck. You didn't hear that one. Now let's copy, and here we are. Let's check if the string is in the line. Okay. And then it shall print okay. So it now goes through all of these lines in this file, checks if this string here appears, and then it prints okay. And yeah, there seems to be two times normal termination in the file. Yeah, it seems to be so. No problem. You will see in a second why it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's 2 times. And this is really awesome because like this we can parse. You see it was really fast. You can parse the file almost instantaneously. It's really nothing, like zack, bam, 7,000 lines. Just so you don't be embarrassed because you have here almost 7,000 lines. It's really nothing. So the real problem is when you're done, you have to close the file. We opened it and we close it. Otherwise, when you open, it's like in your operating system when you just open stuff a lot and you don't close it, your OS might slow down. Now, it can happen that you open it and forget to close, which is what should never happen. Okay, and when the program itself terminates Python, of course it closes all the handles it has. So it's don't be afraid if when your program terminates, everything is terminated. But never forget this in a program. And in order, so Python invented something, yeah, in order to prevent this bug, which is in a lot of programs in other languages. So they use this with statement, with open, blah 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 blah, as FP, you know, and yeah, it's just the same. We assign to FP this open, and yeah, it's almost the same. Now, what you should note is we have here double points here, so thereafter we have to at least go one to the right. It's like an if clause, and when you now can write any code, and when you're finished and it jumps out of this with statement, then the close operation is called automatically. And this is how you can circumvent dangers like this. Very comfortable. Donald Trump would say, "I love it. It's true." Now, yeah, and you can do the same stuff for a line in FP. You know, let's just. Oh yeah, I'm lazy. I'm a lazy daisy today. Let's just borrow this one. Yay. Then we print found. This time we found it. And it is working, as you can see. So this is about how reading files, okay? I think, yeah, let's do one more. Let's do functions. Because I think functions are awesome. So you call a function with def, and you let's name it as terminated, and yeah, let's input the file path as variable, and then let's just do the same stuff. We open the file as read, and then we iterate through the file pointer, and in the end, oh yeah, I need that one again. Is it still? Oh yeah, awesome. And if it does find normal termination, it just says true, okay. And you need to remember, it will now open the file, run through. If it finds normal termination, it will return true. But if it doesn't find it, it will not return anything, okay, currently. So what you need to do is, when it's finished, it ran through, and it didn't find it, you have to return false. And this is what you get back when you call the function, by the way. The return statement kinda returns whatever you type in. I could also return a string, like I could return found or something like that, but this is Boolean. A Boolean value. I'm asking, is it terminated? And then it should come back yes or no, literally. Everything else would be bad programming style. Remember that. Usually when someone writes a function which is called is, whatever, then you also return booleans, usually. If you have a bitch in your team, then it won't. Now, you can just call now is terminated. This is logfile.txt, and you see true. And the really cool stuff is now you can do something if this log file is terminated. Then I don't know. We can do something with the file like print to the user simulation finished. Okay, and this is really cool because so you can write a loop which just runs through and checks if the simulation finished, and when it finds normal termination here, then it goes into this one and prints this. So this is text files, at least reading. I still owe you writing. Let's reset. Reset. No, let's start. It's the same thing as before. Okay. So I will call it my file.txt because it's my file. You know, I owe it, own it. Sorry. And but now you have to not to write read, but write w. File. Let's call fvw for file write, and you can just do file.write, and yeah, you can write anything like bloop. I don't know. Oh yeah, I missed to teach you a lesson. You will see it in a second. Yeah. So you see here, I will write it, and then it's okay. And as you see, my file popped up here, and you can read here. Okay, there is blub inside. Now, if I write it again here, okay, maybe also write a question mark. What you will actually see here, let's update this. Yeah, first of all, it won't append. Okay, this is write, so when you call with w, it rewrites the whole file. And what you can see here is that those both are in one line. You know, I used to write statements, and you would expect them maybe to be in 2 lines, but they're not actually here. And how do you do lining? And it's the same like in strings. If I have a string and I want to have it in 2 lines, how do I do it? So what do you actually do is there's an you have to replace or input \n, and this is a new line symbol. Now everyone will note why \n. Oh, I think I need to print it here. Yeah, as you can see, when I print it, this \n is converted to line break. Now, while \n, backslash is an escape character. Be careful. Escape means whatever comes behind it's something like a command, because how would you do a line break? It must be some symbol, and then they said, okay, \n means new line. By the way, really cool. \t is tab. So when you print it, you can see it's a tab in between, and so forth. There are more escape characters, but \n is new line and \t, and we can use this simply by writing again. Okay, so we write this one, then we write a new line symbol. Okay, and then again thereafter we write the question mark, and this is it. And as you can see, the question mark is in new line now. So with this, you can already get productive. Like I showed you for the engineers out there, you can parse these log files. You can get out the time the simulation ran actually. It should be rather simple for you and write a script how to parse this tremendous amount of data in here. Yeah, it's really not a lot of work. And especially in Python, the syntax is so awesome. I love it. Donald Trump would also say, I love it. It's true. It's the best language in the world. No, we all know everything has its advantages and yeah, also its burdens. But I will come to the burdens of Python later. You're still too young to know the dark stuff and the dark side of the Force as long as you cannot handle it. Have a good evening.